Hey there, tribe. Welcome back to our live. Been away for a little while. Hope you guys had a great 4th of July. I am super excited to be back. It is a little muggy today, so if you see us dripping sweat, that's why. Even in the basement here at garden level, we're still getting some of that humidity in here. So today we're going to be looking at doing some handle work. So we'll be able to get you seeing some of that process that we just posted about. We're also going to be doing some heat treating tonight, and I'd also like to introduce you to a good friend of mine, Jason. Jason, say hi to the tribe.
Hello, tribe.
I've known Jason for a lot of years, and he's here working on some projects as well. Later we'll see Dan, and hopefully Caden. Hopefully we'll get some fun in here today. So let's go ahead and get the work going, and shout out with questions.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I'm going to turn the fan back on now.
All right.
And we'll get it shared out.
And Wallace may or may not be here tonight also.
I
So
hope he is. We're so close on his. But I totally get it if he's not.
yeah.
Alright, let's see here.
Am I in your way? Tape measure.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, I was to say we have.
Always one of those. I just eyeball it there, Mr. Jason.
Listen, I don't want to hear nothing. Let's go upstairs in the kitchen and then we'll start talking.
Eyeball.
You need a tablespoon. I can just eyeball a
Yeah,
tablespoon.
a dab will do. Alright, so I'm looking for the live here.
So
Is
it should be that.
My eyeball something's going to be off.
And then you should just be able to share now.
Yep, I'm going to share it to public. Yep, okay. And share. There we go. It's not...
It's because you have to hit the play button. You actually have to tap on the link. I don't know if you know how that works, but clearly you don't.
I'm challenged. Okay, so what we're going to do here first, I think, is...
I can actually disconnect this.
Alright, so we're going to start with drilling a hole and dropping the pin, and drilling a hole and dropping the pin.
Alright. I also would like to log into the Facebook, or into my Facebook on the tablet so I can also share. So, I'll log out. It's a awful late 5:30, Dan.
I did ask him to get canned air, so maybe that's it.
Yes, I'm sure that's what it was. The canned air held him up. Because Dan would never be late.
Never. He's a cat. He's not late. He's a cat.
No, he's a wizard, right? He doesn't arrive late or early. He arrives exactly when he means to.
Right. Always exactly when he means.
Ooh, nope, I don't want to switch to that one. I don't want to switch accounts. I just want to view the account. I don't know if you guys know this, but Meta is the worst. It is the absolute worst.
Oh, I'm just working on my blank.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm a little happy that it's a little slow every time we start the live, because this way I don't feel so bad when I'm sitting here screwing around trying to figure my life out.
Boom.
Thank you. That's all I wanted, was to switch the profile over.
Seems like it should be a simple thing, but with Facebook...
Oh, Brian is watching. Say hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hope you're feeling better, bud. We're missing you at night.
Brian says, hey guys, sorry couldn't be with you tonight. Just feeling poorly again. Hope to see you Saturday.
Well, hopefully we'll see you too, bub. Got a kitchen I have to work on there, man.
So what are you working on? Rather, what do you have Jason? What's Jason doing tonight?
Jason's working on some of his designs. We're going to try and get them heat treated tonight, actually, but we need to have the holes drilled before we heat treat them so that we don't have to try and drill the holes
Afterwards?
we heat treat them.
Yeah. Well, I've watched enough Forged in Fire to know that it's a better idea to drill your holes
Well, and it's
before
mystery-
you heat
yeah.
treat it.
It's also mystery steel, so we're going to get to see if it can be hard.
It's mystery steel.
It's custom. You have to pay extra for the mystery steel. Right, Jason? That's like a feature.
Yeah, if you say so. I'm kind of wondering if I'm wasting my time here.
Did you check to see if it was hardenable or?
That's what we're going to do when we actually go to heat treat it, because he's already got the blanks done.
Yeah.
Rather than try and find a piece of it that we can sacrifice, might as well just go ahead and try the whole thing.
And how would one test that?
Basically, we're going to bring it up to Forge Welding temp, or actually not Forge Welding temp, right?
Yeah,
Critical
probably
temp.
not. Yeah.
And we're going to dunk it in a bath of oil, and then we're going to do a file test on it. Because honestly, I don't really trust the spark tests for this particular thing. So, because
So after file testing, what will if it's not?
okay, fine. If it doesn't
Talk to me like I know nothing. All right.
So if we quench it and we can file test it and it skates, we may not know what the steel is, but we know that it was hardenable. So therefore, it's got some carbon content. If it does not skate, if it bites in, then he's got a really nice template to follow later when he has the steel that he knows. So sadly, I can relate to this as well. All right, so we got the 15 millimeter bit in there. So now we're going to drill for the skull pin on Brian's EDC.
Ooh, let's see that. I've been excited to see that.
Yeah, so this is the skull pin from Azali's Mosaics, and he's a really good guy. We'll have to see if we can't tag him in the post. And then we're going to put that right in the middle there, like that. So after I've got these two pins drilled already. Now we know that we'll have a good pass through on all three pieces, the wood as well as the blade itself. And so that will hold it in place while we drill through that. After that, we'll rough cut this, and then we're going to actually G-Flex epoxy it to this copper sheet, which we won't be able to see the results of tonight because that's a super slow set epoxy, but we'll be able to see soon. All right, so let's go ahead and do this.
Hi, Amanda. Say hi to your wife.
Hello.
I'm sure you're enjoying not having him in the house. I kid. I
don't know
kid.
about all that. All right, so the position.
Hi, Wallace.
Wallace is going to make me do his handle, isn't he?
Oh, Wallace, are you going to make him do your handle? You know, I did text him earlier and he never responded to me. So,
All right. This is a 5,400-year-old bog oak, by the way. So, it's got some age to it.
it's too bad we can't see if Brian's on here. Wetero, that is.
Oh yeah. I was hoping he was going to join us.
Oh, good Lord.
All right, so there's the nails on the chalkboard for tonight. Let's see. Punch that through again. Get that cleaned up. That's just for you, daughter.
Yeah, thanks. It's not like I was using my ears.
What, are they bleeding? So yeah, that's gonna be pretty sick.
Oh, yeah. Scott Miller. Hi, Scott. He says, hey, guys, always enjoy watching a master craftsman at work.
Thank you, sir. If I meet one, I'll tell him that. All right, so to kind of give you guys a little bit of a preview here, potentially. Whoops.
Oh, hey, Ryan is here. He says, handle, woo, can't stay long, still at work myself. But yeah, So I don't know. Is there anything in specific you want to show Brian while we have his attention?
I'm trying. Oops, that's not it. Let's see if we can get that to sit in there. That hecky little pot liquor. Unless,
Oh, that was way smoother. Yeah.
yeah.
Just way too smooth at that point, actually.
All right, so
Sorry.
look at that.
Nice. Can you pull it the other way? Let me see what it looks like against the wood. Pull the pin through the other way.
I'm trying not following.
And then let me just pull it this way. So it's flat up against the outside so I can see what it looks like against the wood.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So we'll push those through then.
There we go.
And
So that's what we're looking
then you
at.
can just make people sick. I can't make it do that, Brian. I'm sorry. There we go, though. And this is going to polish out
Squeaky.
black.
Was he keeping the Ford scale on it?
Oh, yeah. Yep. So we actually kept the Ford scale right here where it's kind of a rougher texture.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm not sure how well this will show up on the camera. And then I polished a little crap out of
yeah.
that. And then we did the
Kind of reminds
ferret,
me of a throwing knife.
I know, right? Ferret chloride etch, and then followed by I did 3 ferret chlorides, and then I did 3 coffee etches to get that tone.
Super dark. It's
Yep,
beautiful.
exactly. And so the bog oak will actually polish out even darker. And then when you get the copper liners on it, along with the pins and everything, I think it'll really pop. So we'll set that aside for the moment, and now we're going to get the handles rough cut. And hopefully we'll be able to get this stuff glued tonight, or at least the handles onto the copper.
Brian says it looks great.
Thank you, sir. Can't wait to get it in your hands and have you give me some feedback that way. I want to make sure I'm getting everything lined up before I go and cut it. There we go. This is it. There we go, right there. Yay! Okay, let me get the white one so I can actually see.
Oh, good lord. I should probably move that chair before I kill myself.
I saw it move to get in your way.
I'm sure you did. Can I unplug all of Dan's machines before he gets here?
Oh, absolutely, you should. You should absolutely do that.
What is this about?
We're missing Scott Claus today, so we should probably do something in his honor. Go for it.
Is it this one here?
No, you want to really mess him up. The one down here.
The one down here? This one?
And then just tuck it up in that shelf.
Okay. How do I... Oh! I dropped my phone! It's okay.
No one got sick from that.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. Watch him. I gotta mess with Dan for a little bit. There. Here. Tuck it. I did nothing. You would never even know.
Yes, because you don't have to use
What else can we do to mess with Dan?
it, and it's just a pass-through for epoxy.
I apologize for dropping you guys. That was not very nice. What else can we do to mess with Dan since he's not here?
I like how you think about it.
Does he have stuff here somewhere? Like, I think Scott's a bad influence on me. I think is what's happening.
I think Scott is the best, but I think he'd be thrilled to hear that.
So, like, just watch the first, 15 minutes. You'll love the part where she starts going and unplugging everything.
Yes. All right. Set that So, I don't know if James Lucius is on or not, but we should probably do a little show.
Well, even if he's not, we could be like, hey, pay attention at,
Yeah.
or look for, we are 15 and a half minutes into the live, so,
Okay, well, hey, this is for James Lucius.
okay, so 15 minutes, have him check in if you want.
So that he commissioned a reversal of fortune, Damascus.
Can I see it? I'm
Absolutely.
gonna put it in a light that's good for the camera.
So this is a redneck skin pattern, my favorite. People will recognize this probably from the Perry Bornu Lance.
Which, by the way, Steve, you're like a little boy. It's so cute.
And it's actually getting the battleship teak from the USS New Jersey,
Some nice contrast.
right? And this stuff polishes out beautifully too. I mean, this is not, this is at like 220 grit right now, but it's stabilized teak from the battleship. And it'll come with
USS New Jersey, right?
Yes, yep, USS New Jersey, and it'll come with a certificate of authenticity from the ship as well. So we got some really good action on that one. Once again, that was 3 ferric chloride etches and 3 coffee etches as well over the course of about a week, and really happy with that one as well. So, time to go cut these out. So this is just rough cutting, and what we're going to do from here is dry fit it, and then we'll check to see if we need to cut any more off. I always prefer to take less off at first and then kind of work my way down to what I actually want. You can always take more off, it's really difficult to put it back. Alright, so let's take a look and see how this fits on there.
Meridian Blades.
Meridian Blades is on?
Yep, and it's
Hey
watching.
there, guys. I met them through W. Hawk Hawkeye at one of our seminars in Chicago, actually.
Oh.
Really cool guys. Alright, so we can see here that we are into the ring, so we're going to take a little bit more off there. And we're up into the bevels here, the Maori fin, as well as, oh, not quite in there. So we're going to bring this back a little bit as well. So now we start to pare it back. And I think I'm going to pull it back through that first line. Alright, so back over the bandsaw. How's that looking, Jason? One of the things you're going to do is you're going to waller out that 3/16 hole until it can fit a pin through it. Let me give you a piece of pin to test. The reason we do that is that if we have to have something that isn't quite aligned properly, I'd rather have it over-reamed in the middle, and so you got more room for error there. Here's the pin material that you want to kind of test against. So I always just grab one of these. Want that not push through, like kind of wiggle through. Yeah. You don't want it tight. And I can help you with that if you want in the first
So it's pretty cool.
So we do it close, and then we'll finish shaping on the grinder, and then we'll also do it all cleaned up and polished on the ends before we glue it, because once we glue it, it's really tough to kind of get at that area. You risk scratching up the blade pretty good.
Wallace says it's a no leg prisons kind of day, so
Okay.
is Wallace not coming to say hi at the live? That's fine if you aren't, sweetheart.
Yeah. Just
We're okay with that.
whatever you need to do, kiddo.
But I was just curious, and then I texted you, and you never answered me, the big jerk.
So we're close enough now with this that I'm going to use the grinder instead of the cutter. Jason, let me kind of give you an idea of what you're looking for. So, yeah, what we want to do though is, I just waller it out literally. I can show you on one and you can do the rest if you want. Okay, cool. Guys, this gives you kind of a baseline, and this is something I do. It's nothing like this. It's like perspective, putting in your blades. So what we do here, we got the 5. We want to do the same with 5/16.
Through Facebook. I asked you if you were coming over.
What size bit is that?
That's the one you had right now.
Oh, is that
That's
5/16?
5/16.
Okay. Oh, so what you want to do then?
So Jason is working on a couple of blades of his own design out of what they're calling mystery steel. They aren't entirely sure whether or not it's going to be hardenable or not. And so he just kind of had some really cool designs. And so yeah, Dad's just like letting him work on his own designs.
I'll leave this out.
And I see, where was the pointy one? This one that you had. One of the guys was actually asking what you were working on. So it's these 4 here?
Yep.
These 4? So those 2 and
use
this
that
one.
to test.
That's actually really interesting. And then this one. That's pretty cute. So yeah. Hey, Wallace, you don't have to come over if you don't want. However, just like I said, I texted you, and I just wanted to know what the plan was. Mostly 'cause dinner, you know. But we're only doing heat and eats tonight, so don't worry about it.
Heat and eat and bourbon.
Heat and eat and bourbon. Well, I don't even know if I recognize this young man anymore. You got blonde hair now? What is this?
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the shop.
Good Lord, say hello. You have blonde hair now.
It's the sun. That's what happens in the summer.
Is it really? That's crazy.
He's not a bottle blonde.
Well,
I
I don't know about that shape though.
You're a real boy?
I am.
I think the commission is in the commissions drawer there, the work in process drawer. And Shredder's all yours.
So how have you been? Good. Yeah? Well, that's good. It's better than having nothing else to do. Double hands and all that. Or idle hands, rather.
That's awesome.
I'm on the road a lot now,
Yeah? Okay, now's the time to do it.
Exactly. There's a trip mid-August to Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, wow.
That I'm really trying to get on. That would be really cool.
That is awesome.
I don't know if I'll be able to go on that one, but
Well, you know, that just means that they're seeing some good stuff in here that they want to invest.
that's awesome. I'm excited.
Or they're desperate.
Or they're desperate.
I hope not.
So, oh, okay. I was wondering if that was the handle for the karambit or the
Yeah, we're
punch dagger.
We're almost there. I want a little more clearance in the ring here. And I want to bring that back a little bit so we're not into that. I don't know if you see that little gap
And I
there in the
just-
Maori fin.
So
So
a
we're
little bit more
More
clearance
in
in
yeah.
there.
This is where the custom fitting happens.
And then,
if you look at the Maori fin there, that bevel, there's
yeah.
a little bit of a gap there. So I want to get rid of that. Yeah.
This way.
See what I'm saying there, right there?
Oh yeah.
So we're almost
Just a
there.
teeny little bit, like
Yeah.
right there. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Jer. Let me know if you need any assistance or direction or anything like that. Okay?
Yeah, no, it's been a long time since you've been in the shop, just in case, you know.
Oh, hey, if you do have some time, this is what I need to move forward. All I need to do is...
Oh, hey, Dan. Dan is also watching
we need to take this and get rid of it.
instead of being here.
So this is a commission for a veteran.
Well, that's one of the things that we like to pride ourselves on here, and why Scott, is that we want to make sure Dad will go through, Chuck will go through and check my hand, Mom's hand, other people's hands to make sure that it's comfortable. We want to make sure that we find out that these blades are as perfect as they are, or as they can be, for the person that they're going to. So the attention to detail is arguably what you're paying for when it comes to those sort of things.
Oh, yeah. Almost there.
That's a gnarly freaking. Look at that. It's like the Punisher.
Hey. That'd be a bad week for
Like, and I mean like punish your own hands, punish other people. So what are you working on?
My commission finally. It'll be a mini sack, and I forget what handle it is. I don't remember. It's been too long.
That looks like burl,
Do you remember what this handle is?
like not tamarind, but like
No, it's not tamarind. I want to say that's, you know, I think I have another piece of it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, though of course that doesn't have
This
a name on it.
was, I want to say this was box elder. Not box elder. It was
elder
an
burl?
ash burl, I think.
Astro?
Pretty sure that was
Yeah,
ash
that.
burl. Nope, here we go. I was so far wrong. Big leaf
Big
maple
leaf
burl.
maple.
Yep, big leaf maple. From John Bryant. Okay, good for that. So next I would say put a 120 belt on the shredder and go against the platinum. So go against the platinum, get a good flat surface on both sides.
Oh, it's fine. We're actually only doing every other week lives now during the summertime because we want to be able to enjoy our summer, and also it just gets so hot. So, yeah, I appreciate you letting us know though. But you know, hopefully, where are you going?
You did. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Okay, we are there. We got that. Take a look at that. I think that's, I love the angles on that. It's going to give us enough coverage in his hand. So yeah. Next we're going to do is we're going to get it set up to epoxy on to the copper. So for that we'll need to rough up both sides. And yeah.
I wasn't sure whether or not you saw that update, but
What's that?
oh, I was telling Jeremy that he was saying that a couple of weeks ago he was on here and he was struggling, and I was like, well, we switched to every other week, just so you know. And he's like, I'm driving around right now, so we might lose service. And
Gotcha.
were you watching the live, or did you decide to show up? I don't know.
I was watching and showing up. What do you think of that?
You were washing up?
A little double duty. I said duty.
I was gonna say, don't say duty to me. Bad man. Bad Dan. Hey, do you know who that young gentleman is over there?
I don't recognize him at all. Especially in the shorts.
And blonde hair.
Shorts in the shop.
And I'm surprised you didn't
That's
come with a
those are
surfboard.
them hoochie daddy
Surprised
shorts.
you didn't come with a surfboard.
I got a present for Tasha.
Did you? She's not here.
Ooh, can I, before you get back in, can I do
The D20.
that's really cool.
Thanks. That's mine now.
Can you get some of the bowls first?
Actually, I have to go
Okay.
to the bathroom. She just wants some bowls.
Yeah.
So, can you just,
Finish it?
yeah, take that. All you have to do is point it at people.
I'm the cameraman now, punks.
Be afraid.
Alright, let's see. Huh?
Do you need anything else while I'm up there?
Oh, very nice.
Woo! Dan.
Good. How are you, buddy?
You guys need anything while I'm up there?
I'll take a whiskey if there's one available. A bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore. You already said
Hey.
no.
How you doing, brother?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. All right.
You gonna check it out? I already showed the crew this, but this is ready for the tea.
Ooh, nice, dude.
And
Whoa, I gotta work on my camera skills.
the etch on this turned out beautiful.
Oh, that did. That's nice and even, dude.
Yep, and that's Ford scale texture right there, and then we polished the crap out of that, and he wanted it etched, so we did the same etch we do on the Damascus.
That's really nice.
And
Very
as soon
cool.
as Jason gets his holes built, we're gonna fire up the kiln. It's already programmed. You ready?
You ready?
All right, now we're ready to check these holes. All right.
I did all four of them.
Bring that one out more.
This one here?
Yep. I did the back one, so I know that was okay. This one, yeah, these actually do need to be sloppier. Okay. I mean, you literally want them as sloppy as possible for this.
I'll redo all of them.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Go for it. So we have some mystery steel tonight, Dan.
Oh.
We're going to be testing it with
Oh, really?
yep, we're going to be testing it with the,
Okay.
yeah. So let's actually have this here.
That is not sparking at all. Oh, a little bit. Oh, there it comes. There it comes.
I'm not seeing a whole lot, but we don't see a whole lot off the arc here before heat treat.
No, but man, that's not a lot at all.
No, it's just really nice. So,
Is it cloudy in here or is it me?
cloudy?
Is it hazy?
It's a little hazy. I think it's humid. Yeah, it's a little hazy in here, but we aren't doing anything that's causing that. I think it's just the weather.
It's just the weather, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
not a whole lot of sparks come off that, but we've also had the experience with 15 and 20 in time series before heat. After heat, they turn into spark works.
well, Chuck, how about we take a piece of 1080 or something, or 1075 and do the same test for the audience.
Well, I think what we're gonna, I don't have that tonight.
Okay.
But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a file test before and after.
Ah, that'll do it. That'll
And,
check it.
Yeah. Because right now, I can show you guys. This is
There we go.
1084. Well, there is a bit more sparks.
There's quite a bit more sparks.
But nothing compared to after heat treat.
Right.
So yeah,
That might not be
this
hardenable.
will be interesting.
Yes.
All right, so actually, I have a file on here somewhere. There we go.
Okay, so what's the idea behind this file test then?
So when it's in the annealed or softened state, you can see it's kind of biting quite a bit.
Okay, like it's a little sticky almost.
Yep, it is.
And why does it do that?
Because we have not hardened it, we not trapped the carbon where we want it.
Okay.
Once we quench it, so getting up to critical temperature, stuff gets moving so fast it actually loses magnetism, right? It becomes very fluid. The carbon's able to migrate to the outside of the atom. When we quench it, the quench oil is actually a catalyst for rapid crystallization. Basically slams the door shut, traps the carbon where we want it. It's as hard as it's possibly going to get. Critical temperature is you take it up to that non-magnetic state and then just a little bit higher and you hold it there depending on the steel for a certain amount of time. And then you quench it in the oil, which draws the heat away, and then it traps the carbon where we want it.
Okay.
As hard as it's going to get, from there we take that super hard steel and temper it back using heat to the desired hardness for whatever the mission of the blade is.
Yeah. So then as long as the steel is harder than the file, it will skate instead of grab.
Exactly. So what you would hear from that would be it'd be a very different pitch and it'd be a very different feel on the blade.
Excellent. Well, there we go.
Look at that
handoff.
So before we put these in, Joseph, I'm going to have you do a file test on so you can.
Brian says hi, Dan.
Hey, Brian.
And then we'll put it in with here and how you want to base it. We'll do it in there. Okay.
Nice.
This is a commission I thought I lost. And I found it. 2 weeks later.
Well,
So, better late than never, I guess, although I had started remaking it.
well, now you'll have another one,
So,
just in case you lose that one again.
If you go with precision, it hurts to use it. All right.
this is what I'm working on.
Any questions?
And what is that?
This is my third kitchen knife.
What kind of kitchen knife?
It is it's a Japanese style kitchen knife.
Sentoku?
It's sort of a sentoku with a clip point instead of a
Instead of a
do-da
hoof?
Really work.
Yeah.
It's a choppy chop.
Yeah.
So I will.
Those are the technical terms.
right. I'm gonna get this.
I see you actually have it glued this time.
I do actually. It's glued this time. I mean, last time I thought it would be better not glued. I've been experimenting without the glue for a while to see if it will just hold together, but that wasn't a good
By
experiment.
pure will.
So we'll see this take shape and wait till you see it. Wait till I take this tape off.
I made. I was wondering if you'd be able to help us with maybe some of the issues that we're having because some nor I have full access to the private account on Facebook, so I was hoping we could use it. Yeah, for sure. Mom is at the store. We're just doing like a heat meet for the dinner thing tonight. So as soon as this is over, yeah. So. But yeah, if you could just help because you're a little bit more tech savvy, which is gross to say because I am like 30 something and you're like 105 or
I'm
whatever.
205.
Oh my god.
Your bicentennial.
I'm actually only 104. Stop messing.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we're not using the normal camera that we use, and that's because for some reason Meta has decided that neither myself nor my father have full access to the Tribal Edge account, and so we are not able to run it off of our camera because Meta sucks.
Yes, it does.
And I say that on Facebook Live.
And I hope they see this and reach out. There's a whole bunch of ban our account.
profiling the handle.
I had a little bit of a chatter
Yeah.
from the steel wheel. Now I'm doing the rubber wheel. See if I can take those lines out. So far, so good.
Alright, we'll be back. Aww. He figured it out too quickly. Too smart for your own good, Danathan.
You know what? I'm just smart enough for my own good.
I don't think so.
Serious. Oh, no.
Business mode now.
Oh.
At least you have the bucket open this time.
Smell it. Smells like heaven in here.
My favorite part about this is that not only did Dan remember to glue the handles together, but he also remembered to take the cover off the bucket. So he's at a 2 for 2 right now.
Actually,
And he managed to plug his machine in without any trouble. So that's 3 for 3, really.
okay, that's why you don't have that. And that's also why you wear
Protective glasses.
Was that? Yes.
Gotta wipe my camera.
It's here. Stabilized here. It's gonna be sweet.
I didn't really actually mean to take this, but it's in my pocket.
That belongs to your mother, Tasha?
She's not here, and there is no evidence that it was ever here. Like I would not.
Did you try it? Play with it?
Is it? I did not.
Shake it up.
All right, because we're a big bunch of fucking nerds.
Shake it up. And then you put it on the table.
Oh, it's like an 8-ball.
It's a D20 8-ball.
And
Boom.
so
5.
I rolled a 5. I rolled a 5, or you rolled a 5 on
I rolled a 5.
persuasion.
That's right.
For it to be for my mom and not me. So
Oh, wait a minute.
it's for me
Wait
now.
a minute.
Sorry you rolled low, not my problem. So if you guys have any questions about anything that anybody is doing, please let me know. I will try to make sure that I get their attention and ask them. Come over your shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
You know what, Amanda? I was wondering if you might actually know this guy. I was wondering if you knew him. Amanda says, "Hey, I know that guy."
By the way, I'm really going to mess this up because I'm doing this with a 60 grit belt and no speed controller. So this is going to turn into a fuse kick in about 30 seconds.
Well, be very careful. I'm gonna go stand. Wait, no, wait. Let me see this glove real fast. No.
It's the safety gloves. See,
That is not. That's.
those would have all been burned had I not been protected by
You
my
should probably
gloves.
get some new gloves.
Well, they're expensive. I'd rather buy steel.
Good God. Hey, I'm gonna put this on the shelf. Hoochie Daddy shorts. Dad? It was definitely me. It was me, the one holding the camera. I did it.
You did it. It's all Garrett's fault.
Well, you know what? Give me a couple of years with my kid. Yeah, it's gonna be my fault all the time. Everything is my fault.
Your whole any psychological complex that he comes up with is going to be your fault.
Well, no, actually, I think it's gonna be his grandma's fault.
I'm in therapy right now.
Tomfoolery.
Look at those leg prisons.
Leg prisons. Forced leg prisons on me. Talking that tomfoolery.
How you doing, bud?
What do we got here?
We've got the Daddy Navaja.
Yeah.
So is this for Nick
Yep,
Brunzino?
that's the third one for Nick. Yep, that's the dad. That's actually Nick's.
Nick is a. Oh, I was gonna say because otherwise Nick is a cheater. He's a terrible person.
Yes.
And he likes to weigh his family against the system.
He does.
Oh, geez, that's a bad place for that.
And so we've gotten one for each of his young ladies. And
For
this
their
one is for
quinceañeras?
Dad.
For the quinceañeras.
For the quinceañeras, yep. Ileana had her quinceañera already.
Yeah.
And the next one's coming up. So I have to do the trainer for that one yet, and that one will be ready to go. And then I gotta work on Nick's daddy sword. This is the first date.
Daddy sword.
Yep.
The first date sword.
First date sword?
Yep.
I don't know, man. Is that a good name for it?
Yes.
It might be.
Yes. If you're a girl dad, yeah. If you're a girl dad, yeah, it is.
I was told I could go with it anyway, but yeah,
I
that
could
makes
still
sense.
use that with Kira if she was single.
That's fine. It's always
Oh, you
good.
want to take her out? Let's go talk.
I'm just gonna use this fidget spinner. Hold on. Just let me.
It's no big deal.
Woo.
It helps me with my anxiety about you taking my daughter out.
So you'll be back here by 11:30, right? Set 11:30.
11:30, you're generous.
Very good. Only this time.
So these are Jason's.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you saw him. No. So these are Jason's. He is doing them out of mystery steel. They don't know whether or not this is hardenable steel or not, so they're gonna heat treat it and then they're gonna test it.
Smooth.
So I am so curious. I want him to tell me about this.
Yeah.
Because this as a handle does not seem like, feel that. It seems a little strange to me, but I love the design as like for your, can you do it on like the thumb part of your hand? Like hold it like you were gonna, like put it up against the meat of your hand in a way that that curve would work with the meat of your hand. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out is how to hold it.
It's going to have to be what it's going to be.
Hit with Cuneo and
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the deep finger well. This actually kind of works as a little guard too, when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's like an integrated guard. Yeah, I'm really not sure what this is.
Yeah. Well, ask him. Ask him about it.
Jason?
Well, there we go.
Tell us about your neck, bro. We want to know. What was the thought process, the whole concept? Give us the...
Well, that can be used as a window breaker or a...
Okay. That's fair. We got a window breaker.
A window breaker.
Window breaker for sure. They say eyes are the windows of the soul.
Window breaker.
Window breaker. Is it better? Is that kind of like a little kind of deal?
What about holding it? Like ask him about how it's meant to be held. Like how
What is your preferred method? When you decide how are you expecting it to share?
I like to carry like this. I like upward slashes, but it can be also used for like a normal blade. I like to reverse it. So I want something that gives me a little bit of leverage up there.
Especially with how you said you were drawing it earlier. I can see the...
It's going to be sitting like this. It'll be sitting like this.
Draw straight up.
I draw straight up.
I can see that kind of as a thumb rest too.
Yeah, that's it gives me leverage.
Yeah. All right.
Did Chuck say you and Wallace are dating now and that you're pregnant with Wallace's baby?
I have a grandchild on the way?
I think so.
Could all of you shut up about my uterus? Mind your fucking knives, not my uterus. Okay?
First off,
Right?
Your uterus is all of our business.
your uterus are uterus. Let's go, baby.
That needs to be put on a fucking t-shirt. It's not uteru, it's uterus.
We're the us in uterus.
Yeah. Did not know I had a bunch of middle-aged men in my uterus. I have to find the little one that he had. The little, not this one. It's like that big, and it looks like a mini like chopper almost. I don't know where it went off to. Oh hey, that's what we're working on, by the way, is you guys are working on handles. So if you're looking for something to do,
Okay, that gets you as hard as that steel can possibly get. Okay? So you get the non-magnetic, quench it. Traps the carbon. Alright? The tempering is where you will actually use heat to draw it back to the designed use. We're gonna temper an axe differently than we temper a kitchen knife or an EDC. Because they have different missions. Like the bushcraft blades, I temper more like a throwing knife or an axe.
Okay.
Same with the sword, because it's a larger blade, it has impact in its design purpose of some sort, preferably a fleshed onto the blade.
Right.
But EDCs we tend to lead a little bit harder. The higher the temperature during temper, the softer the steel will end up. So, like with 5200 ball bearing steel, it might actually be tempered up into the high 60s, or heat treating the high 60s when you quench it. But your designed use, you're going to want to draw it back to, is it bushcraft? Okay, we're going to take it down to probably a mid to low 50s in the hardness scale, right? Because otherwise you're going to break the blade. I'd rather have an edge roll than chip or crack. So, with most of your blades I'm seeing here, they're looking at EDC.
Right.
I'm looking at keeping them around 58 to 60-ish on the hardness scale. So we're going to temper your blades typically around 400 degrees. Because I know that based on the recipe for whatever the steel is, most of the time the high 50s, low 60s are going to be in the low 400s over temperature wise. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm basing it off. Since it's mystery steel, I'm basing it off of an average of the steels I've worked with. If it hardens, that's what my plan is. The question is, will it harden? Right. if you want to, go ahead and show some of your other designs on that tree before you can rough cut and start
You
profiling.
gonna work on your knife handle? Do you have eyes?
All right, so your mission for this is I would tape this up, tape the ring up, then let's cut these bits off. And Portaband. Yep, and I can do that for you if you want, but if you want to do it yourself, you're welcome to. And then we're gonna take that down to the spine, take that down to the spine. Okay? 50 So I'm actually gonna start on James Lucius handle while I still have this stuff ready to use. Over here, I actually have these very lightly clamped. I don't want to squish all the epoxy out. So tomorrow I'll actually zip this piece off right here.
That's for this knife.
Oh yeah. And you can see I roughed it up really good, and I roughed up the mating sides of that. And then we'll re-drill the holes, and we'll get it fit and glued. Yay.
I actually have a question about the push bagger. So I was curious for the push dagger where you're talking about bringing your handle up to. Were you talking about building a handle that looks something like that? Mm-hmm. Or were you going to try and find it up further by the blade?
So what I'm planning on doing is I'm actually going to bring it up to right about here, dry fit it, and then test it and see if it's comfortable for me. And then that's when I'm going to actually probably have to taper before I glue it. So because once we get it glued, it's going to be really hard to taper it and not scratch up all of the blade.
Is there any reason you're not doing this neck piece with the handle?
Yeah, that's the part that goes right between your fingers. And you want that, sorry, that's the piece that goes right between your fingers, and you don't want that built up with handle at all. We're using 3/16 ABCRB2, so it's going to be plenty strong, but you want to have as comfortable of a grip in there as you can, and so when you're punching out, you want that to be in line with everything else, so it's supported by everything up to your shoulder. And so I don't want to have that, an overly big gap there. It just hurt my hands really bad if I had to punch something hard then. So it's really all about the ergonomics in that case, making it as narrow as you can, but still as strong as you can.
Jeremy says, bad time to regain service. All I see is two dudes asking when it will harden. So the basic reason that he's not leaving, he's going to leave the handle mark down here is because this area, with any more extra steel or handle material in that area, it will then get uncomfortable to hold, which will then change the way that you are able to actually use the knife. So ideally, you want this part to be thin but still strong. But adding any extra material other than just the steel could potentially be painful or render the knife difficult to use. And that's not what we're here for. We're not here to make our knives more difficult to use. As Scott Miller said earlier, we have a very particular sense of detail. So,
Difficult knives.
Yeah, I want my blades to be used, and so I want them to be as comfortable as possible. If it's not, God, Jeremy's just going to run with this one. If it's not comfortable in the hand, you're not going to want to play with it.
yeah, I saw that shrug.
Words to live by.
I put the sharp part on the handle like a real man.
You also headbutt women, so I don't. This is a family show.
Yeah. Keep your head button ways over there, sir.
Listen, my head button ways are like magic. Magic.
To unconscious women, maybe.
Hey, unconscious.
Hi, Jack.
Conscious, unconscious.
Jack Dawson is on.
Hi, Jack.
They're always
Say hi, Jack.
How did I get here?
Jack Dawson.
Jack Dawson.
That sounds like a fucking real man right there. Jack
And
Dawson.
he has a big ass bully.
Right?
Yeah.
Is he the one with the axes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is a real man right
Yeah,
there.
that sounds
That's a
like
real
a
man.
character from Tom Clancy now.
Right?
I know, right?
Somebody call Dawson.
Well,
Get
if
him
you-
in here now.
If you do that, you know that he needs his own show.
Jack
It'll
says
be like
hey.
an FBI Western.
Right?
God.
Ooh, an FBI Western.
Jack does say hi, guys.
FBI Western?
Like it. Kind of cross between Texas Ranger and X-Files.
Bro!
Yeah.
Texas Ranger
Isn't that
X-Files?
supernatural?
Kidding me?
Isn't that just supernatural?
Touch your
It
face.
actually kind of
Mine.
is.
It is just kind of
I haven't
supernatural.
heard of that, so it's my. They stole that from me.
They did indeed.
Yeah, 20 years ago they stole that.
20 years ago.
You're right.
We're gonna find some guys who look like models to play these characters
Not
that are
only,
super tough.
yeah, not only do we make blades on here, we solve world problems.
We do indeed.
Boy.
All right. What are you doing over here,
The
Caden?
fact that we don't
Gotta
have
get
a
the
text
handle
files
dialed
is a
in.
world problem.
Oh my god.
So this is a commission, and the customer, he wants a little bit of a taper on the end, so this just needs to be wired in the front.
And the world just needs to go.
I don't understand that, but I think he's gonna love it.
I don't understand it either, but I think
We don't have to.
As I say, it's not about you.
as long as it's comfortable in the hand,
That's right.
all that matters.
Dan's sanding away at this handle.
I want to see if that's still. The other blades I have installed. Right. So here's the thing. And this is my opinion. And everyone's entitled to my opinion. That is, you've got these. Okay. But I'd like to get at least one right now where you know the steel.
Okay, I can do that.
So I'd say pick one of the blades that will fit on the billet I gave you, and run with one until we find out what this stuff is. Okay?
Sounds good. I was just
That way
worried
we can
about
keep you
wasting
out of
the
trouble
steel.
because I've heard about you. Left to your own devices, I mean, Amanda talks to me, you know? I mean, nope. So what you do is pick one, and then we'll just lop off the chunks that'll fit your blade, and you run with that. Okay? You're not wasting the steels I'm offering.
1 hour. I'm gonna go 5 minutes, and that's when we're gonna start wrapping stuff up. So start thinking about all the people. All the lonely people. Where do they all? Why are you all inside this forge? All you lonely people. Yeah, there's a song, All the Lonely People.
But we're lonely together.
Lonely together. Shout out to Phoenix Abrasives for making me less lonely too. It's a whole company of love connections for real.
And Muskoka Turner.
Hey, Muskoka Turner. Giving us all
The only wood in here that isn't John's is
Ah, you
It's
started
Dan's.
that.
I
You
did.
started that.
Dan's.
It's my brain. It's my brain.
It's your brain, it's a scary place.
It's my brain. It's made of wood.
It's the internet in the 2000s.
I'm leaving that one alone, man.
My brain is made of wood.
That's your lower brain, son.
Oh,
Same.
same. Lower wood,
That
upper wood.
is- Okay. Well, you do
Look
plant
at that
sound.
beauty.
Yeah,
So you
can,
switched away from the machine.
you can jump on the
How
internet.
come you decided to?
So if I have the time, usually what I do is I will take the paper off the pad and do a little handwork, just because you can feel the spots that it needs it a little bit more, and the pad of your thumb or the pad of your hand is generally softer. It's softer than this pad. So you'll get a more rounded feel on your handle then if you're just using it with your hand as opposed to using it with a machine. So unfortunately, a hand job is the way to go.
You can't.
Did you see
You
that coming?
can't.
Nobody saw that coming.
You
baby.
can't rely on AI for a hand job. That's all I'm hearing.
No, not
What-
yet.
what was
anyway.
that?
I thought this was a family show.
No, not anymore.
A hand job. Do it by hand. That's what what were you thinking of? Ah!
Yeah, you can't rely on machinery for a hand job. That's all we're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Probably should.
Not yet, anyway.
Who knows how this company will be?
It makes me think of the episode of Big Bang Theory where
It's always
the robot
scary.
gets stuck.
Candace, my aunt is here, and she's like, handwork, nice job. Nice stroking, Dan. Nice stroking.
I got a lot of practice.
What are we doing over here?
So we took the side you cut, and then we hit it with a flat so that, like right now, this is rocky, kind of wobbly. Now this side is not wobbly. So what we'll do is we'll just do the flats here. We trim that first because otherwise it gets super hot and can break down the epoxy. So then we just kind of true it up here, and now you can see it'll lay flat. Next step is Wallace is going to take it right down to the metal, around here, and around here. Then we'll contour it.
All right, we'll get at it then, boy. Oh, is this on? Jack? Do you have the oven on?
Yeah, the other one's definitely on.
Okay.
What's that right now?
More here. Right here. Got a little bit of a wobble and a little bit, so just a little bit more. Good. You're gonna bring it in a little bit anyway. Yep. And so now you're gonna take the inside and the outside.
This is a pretty gnarly belt too, I guess. I'm trying to be as cautious as I can be, because I do not have a lot of material to work with. I don't want my handles to get too thin.
I'll be back to check in on you in a minute.
Battleship Keys.
hear us.
So we're back to the rough bit here. Now we'll actually clean up this area right here. And this is when we'll get polished before we actually glue it. I'm hoping to get this glued tonight yet, maybe. Oh, looking over here. Okay, I'm going to take it back a little bit more. I don't know if you can see it now, but you see where the plunge line is right there? To me, that's a little bit too close to the plunge line yet, so I'm going to take a little bit more off. I don't know if that you can see that or not, but I can see it. So.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look again. What do you think, brother?
You're good. It's right, almost right under the.
I think we should take another
a little bit more off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Check it out.
Come to the here, roll it over a little bit, and come around here and kind of work your way around. And you also turn your way around and work this way too, okay? This is good. This is good.
I just think the top curve. I don't know if you need to take more off of the bottom. Like that part? Yeah. That's more off the pretty top. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say almost flatten that out a little bit more.
That's what I'm trying to do here. You guys have the same thing. How's that look?
That's good. Yeah. No, I like that. Okay.
Oh, Joey,
Everything's
watch
sticking
your
to me.
elbow there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that a lot better.
Much better.
All right, so now I'm just going to clean that up a little bit, polish it up, and then we'll go ahead and get it glued. Yay!
is using lines to cut, or to make the cut of the curves a little bit easier. Candace, the kind of contouring that you're talking about is not the same. Candace said, nope. She said contouring. I know all about that. That's not the same kind of contouring.
What grid are you at? 400 and 800. Where you're at, right? Okay. Each one you take a little at a time. Right.
So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to ask again. If you guys have any questions, please just let us know, and I will be sure to make sure that I ask them and we can get you an answer right away. So please ask questions.
So we did 220, 400, and 800 in steel wool, and right here on the buckle will be ready to polish, glue. So we want to get this done because after it's glued, we can't really get it without risking the blade. So let's get that moving ahead. We're going to polish the minute.
So the part that he was just polishing, in case you guys didn't hear, I'll use it on this knife, was the part that he was just sanding above this bevel line, because he can't sand in there once he actually gets the handle attached to the knife. So otherwise we'll end up risking stuffing up all that etching.
Yep. So right in here, we've already done all the finish work that we can right now, and then we're going to glue it. We can clean up the GUIs while they're still wet, the epoxy that is. But after that, we don't want to have to touch that anymore. Alright, so here we go.
Hey Wallace, could I have you do me one of two favors? Either grab the phone for me real quick or run up and see if Mom's home. And if she is home, will you have her log in and share the live? Yeah, she was in the car earlier. Thank you. Have her log in and share the live. Thank you. Brian Baldwin wants to know what kind of wood your handle is.
Cedar.
It's cedar.
It's stabilized cedar.
Stabilized cedar.
Alright, here we go. This is for James Lucius.
So what is that?
This is for James Lucius. This is G-Flex. And I mixed it a little bit earlier for Brian's blade. The nice thing is that actually it sets really, really slow, so we can also use it for James' blade. I mixed enough for both. So as you can see, we butter both sides.
One side of both pieces of handle material is
Yeah.
what he meant.
Yeah. And then I like to push a pin through, and then push a pin through. So the pin is there.
After you wipe your hands off.
After we wipe our hands off so we don't get G-Flex everywhere.
So where's the glue that you use? This stuff right here?
Yep, this is the glue that we use. It's a binary epoxy.
Binary epoxy.
And it's kind of the standard for most makers. There's some good ones out there, but that one's kind of one of the best well-known ones.
And then we clamp it. And why do we clamp it?
We're going to clamp to keep things, tight. However, one of the things that you can do is you can over clamp it. That's why I don't like to use C-clamps, because you can actually squeeze all of the epoxy right out, and that is not good. Alright, so now one next step is you can see that there are kind of squishings out the front there. So that's going to be the next piece that we clean up. To me, that's just it's aesthetic. It's not really functional, but to me, it's like a mark of precision and
It's the attention to detail.
exactly.
It's the attention to detail.
Aesthetically pleasing, but not very functional.
Oh, leaving that one alone. Trying to leave that one alone. We also call acetone liquid cut finder.
Big stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta get that jiggle out.
Okay.
And work on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Do I use the steel wheel or the rubber wheel?
I would use the rubber wheel at this point. Okay. Yeah.
What are you
just
trying to
two.
do?
So there's a little bit of a divot in there, and that's from grinding in this direction, and I want to get it out. And the steel wheel is a harder surface to work against, so it takes more material off. But the rubber wheel makes a smoother finish.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a balance whether or not you want to use the steel wheel or the rubber wheel to kind of get something like this. So that's kind of why I was asking some
Double
advice.
checking on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recommend the rubber wheel for that one. Don't do a sustained hit in one spot for a period of time, but keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
And also, they'll dampen the chatter of the seam on the belt, which is what the steel will really amplifies.
Are we ready for the big reveal? This is going to take a while.
All right,
Yeah,
we got
this is
that
gonna
cleaned
take a
up.
while.
So that's all stuck
It's all
together.
stuck together. Yeah, we're gonna let it cure now, and then I'll tape up the blade before we go into doing any more handle work. But yeah, I'm digging it. Yay!
Now it looks like a candy cane.
Now it looks like a barbershop pole.
Yeah. That mirror finish though.
Pretty cool.
I'm gonna say. So what did you use to get a mirror finish?
So I use a process of
Right, no.
325 and 1,000 diamond stones, and then 5,000, 8,000, 12,000 ceramic whetstones, and just back and forth.
And so, what is a mirror finish then?
A mirror finish is essentially when you get the grit so small that you can't see the scratch marks, and it becomes a mirror finish.
All right.
But you can see here that right here and right here, I gouged it with the edge of the belt like that as I was grinding it, and these were too deep for me to get out. So they are. This is a prototype now. And I couldn't get it right.
Well, you know, it's your first real mirror finish. I'm assuming.
That's my first real. It's my first mirror finish at all. So a lesson learned on this: don't gouge too deep on the side, or you can't get it mirror polished.
You think a jig would work better instead of?
I did do the jig on it. I had it on the jig, which establishes this angle.
Yeah.
But then I came at it like this and went ooh, and ground it into the edge of the belt. And that's what created those divots. And if you feel it, you can feel those divots.
The wave, yeah, the little whoop. It goes straight, whoop. Whoop. That's a technical term for that. Yep. All right, how are we doing over here, Wallace?
It's really not the prettiest thing ever.
You gotta. Okay.
Work on the inside.
I was gonna say I'm kind of because you don't have steel here in that middle part.
Well, I think that's gonna end up going away anyways because the metal's down right here.
Yeah,
It's gonna. It should go away.
taken away. Yeah,
At least in part.
yeah.
It won't be as pronounced. But that's the thing. I've never done a ring blade before, so even just doing this seemingly normal, simple task, I'm like, now I gotta worry about both ends. Normally, I just worry about this or that as much.
So what I was asking him about was this little bit here where you see like the steel lines up with the handle and the steel lines up with the handle. I was just asking him about this little bit here where there isn't steel in that little finger well there. Yeah,
But I think that's actually gonna end up going away.
yeah.
It's still not.
Just a little bit more handle work. That's all. A little bit more refinement. 1084, making that knife. That's what Jason's up to. Still over here hand sanding
Oh yeah.
for
Good old
forever.
hand job.
Good old hand jobs.
Works the best. Put the final touches on.
All right.
Hey, I will.
What the?
Wait, well played.
Do you see how long that took me to put together?
You were like sitting there with your hand doing this, and I'm just like, yoink.
This is
That took
Ninja
me-
whiskey. It's
That took me a long time.
So, my shirt says whiskey behavior. So, leaving bourbons out, dangerous. Jeremy says the mirror finish looks really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you can actually do it from both directions.
Can I see it real quick? Now that we took that little bit, so this part right here that we were just looking at, there's a little bit of extra handle material still right here that doesn't meet up with the steel, but that's what we were looking at right there.
And I'm just showing Wallace some of the tricks I've learned over the years to help kind of address that spot.
Yeah, not so more steel.
Yep. And then what we do is we clean this up on the small wheel more.
Yeah, that's
But,
what.
but that's not even as important to do right now at this stage, because what you really want to do now is just start hammering off the corners with the random orbital.
Okay.
Unless you want me to contour it real quick for you. All right, go for it. Let me go ahead and do it here.
All right, before you do that, what are you doing?
So right now we have it kind of squared off. You can see the sharp corners.
Yeah.
So what we do is we start kind of just fastening it, taking the peak and mowing it off. So I'll kind of hit it at like 400 degrees here. 400, 45 degrees here.
40 to 45 degrees. Or 400, you know, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, that sounds good.
220, 221, whatever it takes.
It's like the 20 milligrams versus 200 milligrams.
Shut.
Yeah, nope. I
I
said nothing.
resemble that remark.
You and Wallace both.
Don't put me in it. You did this today.
Hour and a half in.
Okay, Wallace, what's the temperature on the oven read?
14.7.
All right, we're getting there.
1560?
1525 is what we're heat treating at today. All right, so what I did was I just faceted the handle a little bit. And what Wallace can do then is he's going to take the random orbital and he's going to basically round out all those lines that are left.
Yay!
So instead of 4 sharp corners, he's
Yeah.
got less shallow, higher degree corners.
Right now it's a very functional handle even just like this. However, it's not very aesthetically pleasing, so we want to make it aesthetically pleasing
Yeah.
as well as sharp and pointy.
Woo!
So actually what we're going to do is we're going to come right over here. And grab me, I wanted to use the red one.
Steve Perry, the brand of bourbon is Larceny.
One of my favorites, if you like that, also try W.L. Weller SR, which is Special Reserve. It's the green
Steve
label.
Perry was asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Angel's Envy is one of our other house bourbons.
Legion, Larceny, Angel's Envy are pretty much our 3 house bourbons.
Yes.
So.
And Weller SR is my unicorn.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I don't want to pay $80 for a $25 bottle.
Well, like they always say, the best bourbon at its price point is the bourbon you like the most.
Absolutely. And that's why we do Larceny.
Woo! $29 for a bottle, baby.
Like 30.
I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the spear, by the way, Steve.
So this is a really easy way to get those finger wells in there. We used to have to do this by hand with round files, but I like technology sometimes. Alright, Wallace, how's that feeling in your hand so far, sir?
Ah, like a knife?
Yeah, like a noise?
Like a knife.
That's a noise. Alright, so the next steps for you is going to be random orbital. Alright? Okay. And in a few minutes, we set up the jig.
We got it. Hey, Kate. Did you set up the jig?
Well, actually, technically, wouldn't it be Jason?
Oh, shit. So I gotta set up the jig? How am I low man suddenly?
Well, it'd be Caden or
He is lovely,
Jason.
better looking.
So, again, I mentioned those Hoochie Daddy shorts. What is even happening?
They're kind of all young.
Goodness. Can I have you do me a favor and hold this? Dad, do you have any paper that I can write, like, the list that we were talking about, like the braces and
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
I just want to be able to have it somewhere real quick. I'm sorry to steal you away from
Oh,
That was just for you guys.
look at that. Dan being Dan.
See, you make me do this?
Dan being Dan.
I swear, that's like a tantrum, young man.
Mm-hmm.
Time out.
That's how we have fun around.
Hope you trip and knock your 2 front teeth out.
What's that from kindergarten cup? No, we are having fun.
Ha ha!
Alright, where's your blade, Lois?
Right here.
I have him doing my thing real quick.
That's okay.
Oh, take the lid off that water bucket.
Muskoka Turner, Custom Engravers, Phoenix Abrasives.
The John guy.
Who's the guy that does the steel?
Oh, is it Alabama steel?
Alabama Damascus.
Alabama Damascus. There we go. Alabama.
Might be time for me to order some more.
Okay, so this, there's a variety of.
Thinking that's it? Is there anybody that I'm forgetting? Sam? Is there anybody I'm forgetting? Muskoka Turner, Custom
Oh, the person who no, yeah. Custom engravers.
Cinder Leather.
Get all of this,
Oh.
and then we'll smooth it up and true it up on the small wheel over there.
Or Cinder
I got
Rose.
steel wheels and rubber wheels for that.
Cinder what?
Cinder Rose.
Hey.
I would mention,
I got this on 6.
John Jacob.
Wherever you're comfortable. I tell people when they're new,
who makes
start around
Larceny?
30 to 40%.
because maybe they'll sponsor us.
Heaven
Let's just
Hill.
keep mentioning them until they send us the case.
Shout out to Heaven Hill.
Hi, Mom. Hi,
Hi,
Mom.
Mom.
It's whatever you're comfortable working at.
No Santa Claus.
Shut up, Dan. It's mine. You rolled low. It's mine.
Yes, ma'am. Hurry up, Dan. Get that jig in place.
The jiggity jig.
Jiggity
I'm
jig.
getting jiggy with it.
You are getting jiggy with it. Are you flattening something right now? What's in there? What's in there?
You help us put other people.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, what's
This is
in
my
there?
new blade design.
Oh,
It might be a little bit big.
it looks
but
good.
This is
Yes, ma'am.
a Kiradashi for giants.
It's looking a lot like a Buster sword to me, bro. A very tiny Buster sword. Right? Tiny? You call it tiny? I guess I would probably call that tiny. Tiny Buster sword. See what Jason's got going on. Got a real curve on that glass breaker. Yeah, there you go. My least favorite part.
Yeah, I've got a rotary sander at home just for this.
Looks good though. You still got plenty of steel to work with.
Getting you set up here.
Appreciate it.
You're gonna start with 220.
Okay.
And that's that corner. You're gonna probably have to turn around and bring by the ring to the opposite side.
Gotcha. Didn't even think about that.
But you should be good to go.
Didn't think about that because I don't normally do ring blades.
I know.
No, I have to remember all the time too. I'm like, dang it. I have to deal with two ends, not just
Two
one.
sides now.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Uh-huh. There you go. Get that rouge on there.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Check that
Polishing
out.
up pretty nice, man. Look at that.
Not too bad.
Hang gang. I'm with it. Ah, yes. Going for the finesse touch. Dan's
yeah.
over here handing it.
Gotta do it.
Gotta get that
Gotta do
Japanese
it.
yin somehow, my
That's
man.
right. You gotta put the sweat into the blade somehow. It doesn't
Now polishing the wood.
do it
see-
by
You
itself.
see that action, people? Official thought bias.
That's
We're looking
right.
right at it.
That's right.
Get your Dan model. The Dan model's ready. Thoughtbot.
Stop by.
Thoughtbot
I
3.
that in, but I like saying that word.
Thoughtbot 3000.
I got the clamps off of
Uh-oh. It's about to be action time, people. Almost 15:20.
Oh, really?
So that
So
means
next week we can do the next stage of evolution in the shop.
we're gonna be dipping.
What's that?
Have you picked up more parts 50?
Not yet, no.
Wait for it.
We load down if we drop it.
Although you add, and you know, you saw my shop. Like, I can totally use it. I can totally use it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Sure, if you want it. So,
Once you get the pods and you get everything rearranged.
yeah, I'll move it over there. That won't take me $10. Okay, so I think we are almost ready.
We'll do 1,000.
Yeah. Alright, folks, waiting on these guys. slow connection. I am. Mwahaha.
Good, man.
Pete treating or what? We're at 518 right now.
Yep, we're getting the last few degrees, and then we will start the quench process.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing, Jason?
1525.
All right,
Yeah. So much sanding. Always sanding. Always sanding. You're always sanding something, Dan. Always sanding something. Always sanding something.
See, it's like life.
Yeah?
You have to grind away that which is
actually use this
not
belt and wheel if you want
good,
for that.
so you end up with the thing that is good.
He's really thinking about that one, guys.
That's right.
Let that one sink in.
So grind your life.
So grind your life away, guys.
I like it.
Oh my God, we call this mushroom wisdom, by the way.
Grind your life away. You know, that's your 40 to 80 hour work weeks for the next 30 years of your life. Pay the bulk of your income towards taxes. Mwahaha.
We're in the countdown, Dan.
So as it's saying, it's 30. It keeps going up between 1521 and 1525.
Yeah, well, your countdown starts, so it's already hit 15, 25 at some point.
Yeah,
So we're good. We're good.
gotcha. Alright, y'all. It's about to get hot in here.
Dan, you ready to? Yeah, we're good.
Come on, Dan. The people want to see a show.
All right, here we go.
Wait, I gotta get close.
Yep, and there's a towel right there on the floor.
Oh, look at
We're
that.
going with one of,
I'm kind of behind you guys, so
there we go. Non-magnetic.
dipped in.
If you do it right, you will not get a flashback. It will be very non-dramatic if you do it right.
Hey,
Just a little smoke.
look at that.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Clear.
Clamp.
I'm gonna grab the other one too,
Yeah.
right there as well.
There is something about newly quenched
Thank you.
metal.
Yeah. Just totally locked my
I don't know,
glove
Raggy.
in there.
Yeah, who needs a glove?
Alright, so
You gonna do? You gonna straighten your thumb?
you guys have seen what's that one with the gopher trucks?
Oh,
Camping movie. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
That sounds like crazy person talking to me.
No.
Eeny, miny, moe. I
Yeah.
wonder where my glove would go.
Oh yeah, that
You
got
remember,
more.
right?
That got more sane.
I got guilt and
Oh,
woe.
oh, If that drop stand's going in after it.
No, Caden's
Oh
going
yes.
after it.
Oh yes.
No tinks, guys.
Caden's job now.
So I did not hear anything break,
No tings of death.
so that's good.
And there is a temptation to tap it to release the last of the oil, but you don't want to do that.
Dan says don't do it,
You
guys.
don't tap it.
Don't tap it.
Alright, so we're gonna let this sit for a couple minutes, Jason, before we do a file test on it.
Hello.
Right there is just keep it rolling up on you when it's cool.
Yep, so this actually acts as a heat sink as well as keeping it flat. And so after you quench, you still have a very, very small period of window of time where you can still flatten before it's fully hardened. Okay, so basically when you dump in the oil, it's starting a process called rapid crystallization, that is the hardening. And so it's still a little bit ductile, so we try to get it here pretty quick. And that way if it does roll up on you a little bit, we can address it before it hardens. And then it just becomes, it's like, oh my god, I don't want to bend it too hard.
Oh,
And I've had blue crack on me.
And
not been friendly.
Just one crack on you?
Oh, there's been a couple over the years. I'm fortunate. I've actually had very few. Not that I want to tempt
I
the
see what
universe.
you did there.
Yeah, now that I've said that,
Now that you have.
They'll never crack while I'm cutting.
you shut
Hey!
the- We're going to be doing all of Dan's blades now.
Yay!
Here we are.
Oh yeah. Make sure you hit that one really good too.
Like Denny is.
Denny Escus.
Like Denny
Yes,
is.
ma'am.
Denny Escus?
Mom was asking what was going on with the Facebook stuff.
What's that?
I said Mom was asking about what was going on with the Facebook stuff, so I was talking to her about why I was so angry.
Totally got that one. Are you
I don't
really
blame you
nervous
there.
about that, Dan?
Sounds super frustrating. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take so long. I was just talking to Mom.
All right, let's put this bad boy in here. Quit rubbing your steel.
Got 15 minutes, by the way.
That mild steel.
All right, yep, and we are almost, got a couple more blades to do. Good. I want to really, definitely want to get Brian Red Rose down here.
Look down here, not at me.
Sorry, I can't help it. You know, that's the first time I've heard that from a lady.
Yeah, look down here. Don't look in my eyes. Look down here. Let alone your daughter, right?
Right, exactly. All right, here we go. Brian, this one's for you.
Brian Wetterroad, it's for you.
Oh my God, there's a fire! You shush, mister. Next time I will quench it in you. No!
Oh, that would hurt so bad.
I actually I used
At least
to,
it would
I had a
cauterize
flyer
right
that
away.
said, custom blades, quenched in the blood of your enemies. In small print, it says, must provide own enemies.
That's how they always get you, man. It's
Here we
always
go,
the fine
and
print.
clear. This one's going to be, this is a 3/16, so it might need to adjust just a hair.
You're a 3/16.
All right,
John
good.
316.
John 3/16.
Isn't that the Stone Cold Steve Austin?
It is.
Yeah.
Austin fucking
John 3:16 says I just quenched your ass.
clenched his blade in your ass.
That sounds very prison.
Very prison-like.
Very cell block C.
Very cell-block C.
All right,
Nah,
here we
man, you
go.
represent D-block on
Welcome to our humor, you guys. It is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, this is a family show, guys.
Okay, here we
For
go.
our family.
Last one for tonight. And it's a nano.
That's a little baby.
Yeah.
Damascus Nano Curve.
This is a little guy.
I can't find that.
Right here.
So do you call it a microfire?
So close.
All right, here we go. And boom, clear. This one's almost 3/16 as well, so this should be fine.
Yay.
Almost got out.
Into the straightening jig. And the reason we put it in the straightening jig is
We have a very small window of time where we can still adjust if there's a warp in it, and so this actually helps hold it straight and pulls heat away, kind of like quench blocks or a heat sink. Okay.
less than 10.
Less than 10. Got it. Very good. File. All right. Jason, where are you, sir?
Ooh, hey, that's hot. Don't touch it.
It's still very warm, yes.
So, wallet. Actually, this was the other knife that I was telling you about.
That one is
Come
hot.
here. I'm not gonna touch it.
I know, I'm pushing it out of the way because Murphy.
Come here.
This is the one that I was telling you about.
Oh.
The other little one.
Jason?
Yeah,
It's like a juggalo blade.
Juggalo blade.
Okay, so this is a hardened blade, okay? I want you to feel that. Feel that?
And so a
Yours
hardened
should feel
blade
similar.
does not grab. It does.
It skates.
It skates.
Feel
The
that?
sound.
Feel how it bites?
Yep.
That tells me that that's mild steel.
Okay.
Try that
That
one.
one, same way?
You tell me. Yep.
That sounds hardened.
That one, not as much. That one feels different. From that.
Ah,
That one actually sounds harder than
that one
that
sounds
one
hardened.
sounds harder.
This one sounds harder, but it still bites.
Yeah.
So these are beautiful templates.
Gotcha.
But we would
These
definitely
are
want to get you
beautiful
some high carbon steel. So grab
That'd be good trainers
Oh yeah,
yeah.
those could be totally be
trainers,
trainers.
and
for the
templates.
same blade.
Yep. But you're welcome to use the rest of that stick of 1084 if you want to use those. If you want to make those go live. Okay. So it was not a waste. It was just a learning process.
One more time, let's hear what a fully hardened blade sounds like.
Okay. So this is not a fully hardened blade. Okay. Now this is a hardened blade. So usually, and the file doesn't even bite. It just literally it skates right off. So this is as hardened as it possibly, as hard as it possibly can get, and then we'll temper it back to whatever user state we need.
You look, you can kind of see where the soft steel.
Do you feel burrs when you run
Yeah,
your thumb over
that's what I
it?
was gonna say. You
No.
can kind of feel where the burrs are
No,
on the
feel-
softened
Run your
steel.
thumb over that one.
Whereas with this, you
Feel?
don't feel that at all. There's no burrs.
Yep. Anything you hear is really just the forge scale coming
Coming
off.
off.
So yeah, that was it was a good exercise. It was a great learning experience, but I feel kind of bad that they didn't harden it.
Mystery of steel. It's a good trainer,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
It's a learning experience.
Brand new
Yeah,
steel.
let's try this one too. That one skates.
That's still hot.
Yeah, that's because it's so thick. It's a thicker piece of steel. It's a little warm. So we're gonna wait for
Let's
that
just
one.
quench that in the bourbon.
No, that's well, okay. It'll gain the strength of the bourbon.
Yeah, see, definitely a big difference, which is one of the reasons why when we did the first one, you could kind of hear it like catching really, really bad. And then this one, we were like, well, you can kind of hear it, but there is definitely a sound and a feeling to a hardened blade on the skate test. So you're right, there is definitely a difference between them.
This is a hardened blade.
Yeah, definitely a difference.
Yeah. And I wish that we could actually somehow transmit the feel of the file to you guys, because there's a definite feel difference as well between this and that.
Yeah, you can definitely hear the difference. That's what Jeremy was saying. He's like, you can definitely hear the difference.
Yeah, you can actually
and
see
you
we're
can
starting to
see
put a
the
bevel on
difference.
that
Yeah.
edge. We're radiusing that edge, whereas this edge isn't even touched. You just scraped off some scale.
You got about 5. About 5.
5 minutes.
About 5. Yep. You know what, Jeremy? This is a family show. It's a family show. So we're going to go walk around and we're going to go ask everybody what they're working on real quick. And then we're probably going to wrap it up because we only got a couple minutes left. So Wallace, what are you working on, darling?
I am actually sanding my handle right now. We're taking some.
Turn it off so we can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm working on my handle right now. We had it kind of rounded out, and those edges taken off of it. Now I'm going over that and fine-tuning that to my hand. And so that's what we're doing right now. And working on the first side right now. Got slight softness to it. It's pretty smooth, and we'll just keep working it until it feels how we want it. I'm probably going to end up actually flipping this over, starting the other side next. So when we do the one side, we always do the other.
Yeah. All right. Well, Wallace is finishing working on handles. Jonathan, what are you working on
So that block of
for
cedar
the
is
rest of the
now
night?
this.
All
Not
right.
bad, eh?
What do you got left to do for the night?
I am going to take it home and I will do 1,500 grit, 2,000 grit, and then 3,000 grit on it because I'm obsessive about the whole thing. And then I'm probably going to put some true oil on it on top of that. So still got a bit more work to do on it, but this is what it is so far.
All right.
Not bad.
What about you, Caden?
My whiskey has
You got some bourbon to work on. That is a very important. You see those edges, and you know, it's temperature important. Like so,
work in progress.
yeah, it's a work in progress. All right, Jason, what are you going to be working on for the rest of the evening?
I'm gonna be working on blade profiling and getting out some holes, get it ready for wood handle.
Getting ready, profiling your blades and getting them ready for handles. All right, good stuff. And that's everybody other than Dad. 3 minutes. Boop, boop.
If I get in trouble, you get in trouble.
3 minutes. You wanna skip till the end? We only got like a minute at the end of it. So just chill for like 2 minutes.
All right, shall we?
All right, everybody. Let's kind of get everybody up in a spot. All
Hey
right.
guys, thanks for joining us for another live session with Tribal Edge. Want to shout out to Muskoka Turner for all of the amazing handle material, and Custom Engravers for all of the artwork and the maker's marks. Phoenix Abrasives, always a pleasure to work with your wares. I'll be calling you again very shortly here, Greg, for more. And Cinder Rose Leather, if you need any custom leather sheets for anything. I do Kydex. I outsource all my leather sheets now to them because they're amazing. And also working with Damascus. I've been working with Alabama Damascus since 2008. They do amazing work and custom work for me. And yes, we're gonna throw one out to Larceny in case they're watching. I know they're probably
You
not,
wanna
but
sponsor
yeah, we
this?
would love sponsor us. We will shout out about your wares all day long.
Every time.
We love you.
Back, we
So,
shut up.
guys, thanks again, Tribe. Until next time, stay bladed.
Stay bladed.